18th of February 2024, Lent and holiness. If the Vespers of Christmas brought us the shock of fiducia supplicans, the Vespers of Lent has brought us a great joy, the canonization of an extraordinary woman, Mama Antula, Maria Antonia de Paz and Figuera, a woman born in Argentina, the first saint born in Argentina. Although, to tell the truth, at that time it could have been said that she was born in Argentina and in Spain, the same as the other great saints who were born in some other of the current countries of America, but which were then also born in Spain. I think of Saint Rose of Lima or Saint Martins de Porres, also from Lima, Maria Antonia de Jesus, Mariana de Jesus, who was from Quito, Philippine de Jesus, who was from Mexico and was martyred in Japan, or Ruqui Gonzalez from Paraguay. So many saints, so many who shared the love for that America where they were born, and also the love for Spain, which was their homeland. This exceptional woman, Mother Antula, gives us the certainty that, then as now, there are many who find in the church the way and the strength for holiness. Along with this wonderful news, the canonization of Mother Antula, who I practically did not know, but whom I have come to know, admire and love as a result of her canonization, there is also the news that the church has accepted her as her own, as her martyrs, the 21 Egyptians who belong to the Coptic Church for Egypt, and who were martyred by the Muslims in Libya. Two extraordinary pieces of news at the beginning of Lent. Why? Because this is what Lent is all about, helping us to talk and to walk towards holiness. And to achieve this, there are three things, and of which there is only one that you can be sure we have. And I am referring to the grace of God. The grace of God that not only makes us capable of doing good and avoiding evil, but even arouses us the desire to do good and avoid evil. Without that grace of God, not only can we not do good, but we cannot even desire to do good. But the grace of God is always at work. We can be sure that we can count on it. The two equally important and necessary things are the knowledge of good and evil, and the gratitude to walk the path of holiness, to do things that are good and to avoid evil. Knowledge is fundamental if we are not aware of what is good and what is bad. It is possible that we are doing evil without knowing it. By doing evil without knowing it, we are not only hurting other people, but we are also hurting ourselves. We could think, and I am sure that some years ago this was the case, one could think that smoking is harmless. Even some crazy people could think that it was very good for the lungs. Today we know that it is not so. But there was a time when those who smoked were not aware of what could happen in their body when smoking. That did not mean the fact that they were not aware of the harm they were doing. Did not mean that they were not doing harm things to themselves. This is why it is so serious what so many priests do, who teach that certain behaviors that are bad for the neighbor and for the one who commits them, that those behaviors that are bad are not bad, that are not sin. This is as serious as if the doctor were to say, moved by the test, but as if the doctor were to say that the smokers, that he can continue smoking because his lungs will not be harmed. Knowing how to distinguish good from evil is the first step on the road to holiness. St. John Paul II, who made known to the world, who made worldwide important and known the path of trust in the merciful love of God that had been manifested to St. Faustina Kowalska. St. John Paul II insisted for divine mercy to act. Man had to be aware that he needed it. For God to forgive you, you have to be aware that you need that forgiveness. God wants to forgive you, but if you do not open the door of your house, He is not going to force Himself, His way into it. If you do not ask for forgiveness, you are preventing God from forgiving you, and you are also depriving yourself of the joy of experiencing the Father's embrace. Simply because, contrary to what the prodigal son did, you did not return to the Father's house because you consider that you have left it, that you are great, that you are very good, and that if something wrong is in your relationship with others, it is always the fault of the others. That is why formation is so important to know how to distinguish good from evil and not to deceive ourselves or allow ourselves to be deceived. The other thing necessary to travel this path of holiness is gratitude. But for gratitude to happen, we must first have another virtue. And St. Augustine, this gigantic, extraordinary saint, this surpassable master, said, prayer, Lord, may I know myself and may I know you. Indeed, it is necessary to know God. It is necessary to realize the infinite love of God, that the Almighty, the Creator of the universe, loves us so much that He gave His only Son for our salvation. God so loved the world that He gave Jesus Christ for the salvation of the world. It is necessary to realize how infinite, how great, how extraordinary is the love of God. But sometimes it is necessary to realize who we are, that we do not deserve that love even if we were to give our body to martyrdom. We would not be paying the debt contracted by God for so much love received. When one knows the greatness of divine love, and when one knows oneself and realizes who he is, there is only one possible attitude, that of humility, and humility is the only door through which one can ever walk the path of holiness. It is only through humility that we embark on that path, because if we do not do so, we may be doing good things that result in pride or in feeding pride, because we feel we are better than others. Lord, may I know you. May I realize your infinite love, and may I know myself. May I realize that I do not deserve that love, so that even if the moment of martyrdom come, I could still say, Lord, that I do not deserve you. Even if I shed my blood for you, I will still have to say that it's nothing compared to what you have done for me. May I know myself and may I know you. Then I will have the humility that is indispensable for holiness, and I will undertake, going through that door, the path of gratitude, because obviously when one realizes what God has done for him, one undertakes that path because one is not worthy who is not grateful. And another piece of news this week, the Vatican has announced that the Pope is going to attend the Biennale, the famous Binance Art Biennale, and is going to attend because the Holy See Pavilion there is dedicated in a special way to the emigrants, to the drama of emigration, to so many who are dying in the Mediterranean for this reason. For example, I believe that this trip of the Pope to Binance, even though Binance is relatively close to Rome, will serve to calm down the rumors and the bets about the replacement of the Holy Father. He is well enough to make this trip, even if it is a short one. Let us continue to pray for this Lent in a special way. Let us continue to pray for the Church. Let us continue to pray for the Pope. And let us also pray asking God for the grace to desire to love Him as He deserves. Until next week, God's willing.